Welcome to this edition of the award-winning series, Association Newsmakers. Today we will have a conversation on how a group can capitalize on consumer trends for the benefit of an industry's reputation. Joining us is Jim McGreevy, President and CEO of the Beer Institute, the national association that represents America's brewers, beer importers, and supply chain partners, a $253 billion sector with nearly 2 million American jobs. Before joining the Beer Institute, Jim was Senior Vice President for Government Affairs at the American Beverage Association, and earlier led state and local affairs. At ABA, he worked to craft a cohesive member strategy as the industry coped with legislative and regulatory threats. Jim, welcome to Association Newsmakers.
Thank you, David.
Jim, America's brewers, your members, announced in the summer their decision to adopt new guidelines that promote consumer choice and transparency. Can you give us some background on that announcement? And what did you intend to accomplish by adopting these new guidelines?
David, we see more and more that consumers are interested in what's in their foods and beverages. A recent Harris poll of beer drinkers showed that 72% of beer drinkers think it's important to read the labels on their foods and beverages before purchasing them. The Brewers Voluntary Disclosure Initiative is an effort to provide that kind of information to consumers, and these brewers are really leading the way in providing that information.
Jim, given the very competitive beer industry, how did you approach your members and create a coalition of sorts to support this announcement?
You know, David, I think association leaders need to sort of watch what's happening in the marketplace, look around the corner to see where issues are heading, and present big ideas to their members to position their industries for the future. The Brewers Voluntary Disclosure Initiative was a way of doing that.
It's been only a few months since the announcement. What has been the public reaction, and do you see it building a more positive reputation for the brewing industry?
You know, David, the reaction has been very positive, both from the public and from the media, from policymakers, regulators, legislators, very positive. We even see some consumer groups who have applauded the effort. The Center for Science in the Public Interest described it as quite significant, and I think the interesting possibilities here for us and for other associations that do similar initiatives is to find sort of your critics or your untraditional allies and use these kinds of efforts to open the door to further dialogue for even more public good.
And Jim, what 2 or 3 tips would you offer association leaders who want to leverage consumer trends in their industry for the benefit of their members?
You know, I think industry leaders, again, need to pay attention to what's happening in the marketplace, understand where they want to position their industries and associations to be relevant to consumers and to policymakers, and then to engage in an education and dialogue effort with their members.
Thank you, Jim, for being with us today.
Thank you, David.
And we look forward to seeing you for our next edition of Association Newsmakers.